Hello, Sarah Northwoods Stitcher here. I am really getting busy with the holidays, and I was really contemplating on maybe doing a video every 2 weeks, but I don't think that would do my heart any good. I would miss you guys. So I'm going to try to keep things going on a Monday schedule here and just tough it out. I still haven't gotten my Christmas bug yet, so I haven't pulled any trees out. And with Thanksgiving like next week, I don't understand why it hasn't hit me like a ton of bricks. So hopefully it'll happen soon. I've got Christmas carols playing and I'm doing things. Thanks to you guys, I actually have made a commitment to my House of Christmas by Galliana Cross Stitch Designs. And somebody told me, thank goodness, that the 911 stitcher, Stacy, was stitching it. It's beautiful. She's doing hers with a variegated red. I think it was a DMC 115. And I am going towards green. Green was the consensus. You guys helped me commit to that. But then I was like, what green? I have decided. So I'm going to do House of Christmas by Galliana Designs. Now I got this on an Etsy shop. And when I went to search for it, because somebody had asked where I purchased it, I don't think she has her shop open right now. Now, if you do Google just Galliana Cross Stitch, you might be able to get an email address and ask her if she could release a PDF through email. Because I know a couple of designers or a couple of stitchers now who are doing this. I think this was a purchase that was last year, and it was a hope for me to start it last year, and it didn't happen. But it's going to be a definite start this year. So I'm going to do it on a 28 count Monaco. I'm going to go 2/2 with, I've made a commitment. I'm going to use my sulky variegated green. How am I going to do this? See if I can get 3 in my hand. So that is a variegated, I would call this a pine green. Sulky doesn't have names per se, it's got numbers, and this is number 4051. This is a 12 weight thread, so 1 strand would equal 2 strands of DMC. So I'll stitch this with 1 strand. Now I did notice, and a lot of you said the same thing that I was thinking, there are some spots on here that I want to highlight. So if you look closely, there are some hearts. I will do those in a solid red. I've got a DMC 347 I'll use. I might get something a little richer. And I might do the present something different. There's a reindeer looking out the window. So as I stitch most of the house in that variegated green, I'm going to be doing accent pieces. So the top of the tree I'll probably do in a gold. So I'm just going to play with it and see where it goes. This is definitely not going to be a stitch that's going to be done this season because I have a couple of other big ones on the go. But I'm so excited to finally have committed to this, and I can't thank you guys enough for the help. I'm tempted also to do the fireplace in a brick red. I don't know, there's just so many options. But I do want to do a variegated green because I've got a red work or 2 or 3. So this would be a nice change to have a green work. So I have to be careful where I'm making these little piles. But I will definitely put my commitment pieces over here. So again, you know, look up this designer. I think she's in Scotland. For some reason that sticks into my head. But maybe if you reach out to her, maybe she's just frustrated with Etsy or taking some personal time, but there's nothing in her shop. The shop still exists, but it's empty on Etsy. But maybe if you reach out to her, it wouldn't hurt to reach out to her and see if she's still doing things, you know, PDFs through an email. Maybe use a PayPal to do it that way. So that's an idea. This pattern is not daunting. It comes in several pages. Quickly, I'll tell you how many pages. It looks to be 9 pages. And that's not a horrible amount. Her name is Elaine. It's on the back of this. The stitch count is 219 wide by 269 high. So the design area, I don't know what she did this on. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's 28,958 stitches. I feel like I did that much this week, but maybe not. Exciting update. I have actually made progress on my Mill Hill pumpkin. I don't know if you guys remember, I had it on this little working frame. I reached a point where I had to take it off the frame because I was having trouble accessing the edges of it. And now I can say I've made some good progress on it. This is on perforated paper. So you can see I've done the border, all the black work is done, and I'm beginning to fill in with a light tangerine. Those are going to be accent pieces throughout the inside of the pumpkin, and I think a little bit up here. And then there's yet another orange that's the background fill-in. Then I'll be adding beads. So I only have 2 more colors to go. You can just make out there's a lighter tangerine color in that pumpkin. So I am excited about making some progress on this. I'm okay with it being a pumpkin. I want to get into my Christmas stitching, but it is what it is. I'm almost done with this one. So I'm going to finish this, start working on my turkey, which I didn't pull out for you guys. I meant to. And then I will switch over heavy onto my Christmas stitching. And we'll do a Christmas bucket dive of all of my completed Christmas cross stitches next time I see you. So I will put this aside. Actually, I probably should bring House of Galliana down. Galliana is G-A-L-L-I-N-A, for those of you who are writing it down. And bring it down with my Monaco. I finished the little Prairie Schooler bookmark. I couldn't show you guys the graph because it was one of these. On one side of the colors, the other side is the graph, and I can't show the graph online. But this was a tiny little, not even dated, Prairie Schooler that my friend Lori had an extra of. So thank you, Lori. I got to finish that. I really like how it came out. It's very large. I did it on a, I think this is a 28 count leftover Lugana from something else I just stitched. I think this was the remnant piece I used from each stitch sleep repeat, but I did it 2 over 2, and I could probably go smaller next time. It's okay. I mean, I use bookmarks this size, so when I finish it, I'm probably going to tuck it pretty close to the design to make it a little more narrow. It shouldn't be more than an 1.5 inches when I'm done with it. And what I usually do is I just put a fabric backing on. I don't put anything in between the stitch and the fabric. I try to keep it pretty thin. So I'll finish that off and I'll show you guys how I do that at some point. I'm so stressed out with the holidays coming up. I don't know when I'm going to get my finishes done. But I almost have enough to do another bookmark if I do 1 over 1. Something to consider. We'll see how insane things get. I'm excited about being able to put my threads away and kit up something else. And the other thing that I finished was the cotton and twine, the Halloween design that I showed you. Now this was gifted to me by a friend, Sophia, who subscribes to this, I don't know if it's quarterly or monthly, and she gets a box of gorgeous stuff, and then she repacks it just the way she gets it and sends it to me as a gorgeous unfold. It's over the top. And she put this in there, the cotton and twine Halloween design. I fell in love with this little thing. I knew it would be a cute, fun thing to do. I did it on my little 8x8 Q snap, and I think I did this in, maybe 6 days just sitting in front of the TV and picking it up when I sat down. It's an adorable little stitch. They give you the fabric and the board, and they just mounted this on the fabric and shredded the edges. I'm not sure if I'll finish it that way. There is a chance I might. I'll show you guys the board. Did I bring up the fabric? No, I didn't. But it's just a cardboard, not very pretty. And I think what they do is they have you cover the front of the board, mount the cross stitch on it. I think I'll do the opposite. I think I'll cover the board, tuck the corners in, and mount the stitch on the back per se, so I have solid fabric here, or I might just turn it into a pillow. We'll see. They did give me a cute little easel, or she gave me a cute little easel with this kit to finish it. I thought there was a needle in here for a second. There probably is somewhere. But it's such a joy to get these little things because it comes with its own little card and the flosses are all separated. It's a fast stitch. So it helped me feel accomplished quickly when I have all these big things on the go. Because if you remember, I'm stitching something for my husband's birthday. It's got a ways to go. And I'm trying to sneak up here and stitch a little at a time. But I'm beginning to sweat about it because even though I get it, if I do get it stitched in time, I still have to frame it. So I've been digging out frames. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's going to take a while. Oh, and the I'm going to show you the Linda frames. Ah, they're behind me. Hold on a second. So last video I showed you some stitches that a friend Linda had mailed to me, and she hadn't mounted them or framed them. She sent them flat, but she stitched a cross stitch for our camp home and then a cross stitch for this home. And my husband and I were trying to debate on what we were going to do. Pillow, frame, how it was going to look. I figured it out. I don't know if you remember, but I had this piece from Goodwill and it was two-sided. So it had stuff on both sides. And what I've done is I've made it a magnet mount. So I can put in this stitch and then I can do a seasonal one to find the magnet. There we go. I'll do a seasonal one to put on the other side. So I have a double display. I'm really excited. This didn't make it up to camp because we had so much stuff in the car. I didn't want this getting crushed. And I think I'm going to put some cording on the inside on the actual stitch. So I mounted this on a piece of mat board and then put magnets on the back of that and then added the magnets to the back. So now I just have to do something else on the mat board and line the magnets up. I'm pretty excited. And I can't remember how much this was at Goodwill. I should go back and look at my other videos because it'll tell me. I peel all the stickers off. I don't know why I don't. It's not important, is it? But it is to me. It's just like I could brag. Oh, I got two for the price of one. The other stitch that she did for us was our latitude and longitude, and this is a navigational compass thing, so my husband was really attached to it. I mounted that on a $2 frame. I've showed this in a previous video. It had a little clip here, and I think behind here it said something about family. Covered that up. This is not on magnets, but it is tied to the back, so I can untie it and mount it differently if I want to, because my biggest fear is this is a tabletop and I might want to hang it, and I don't know how well it's going to hang because this is a sunken piece. I'd have to put something pretty far out for it to hang on the wall. She didn't sign this one, Now I did sign the other one for her. So I put her initials and the year that she stitched it in there. But on this one, I didn't want to detract from the front, and I wasn't quite sure which blue she used. So I put all the information on the back, which is really great because I haven't been doing that lately. I just love this. So these are finally, they've been sitting up here so I can show you guys. These are finally going to get to go downstairs and start my decorations. Oh, it was so sweet of her to do that. I had to mail her pictures of them because I was so excited we finally committed to how we were going to finish them off. And my husband was really happy with them. What else is new? Oh, I got some happy mail. I placed an order at 123stitch.com because I didn't have my Christmas ornaments, the Just Cross Stitch Christmas ornaments yet. Loaded. I don't know if you guys want me to go through it because there are just so many of them. But while I was on their site, their shipping's fantastic because it's only $3.49. I had to get something else on my wish list, didn't I? So I got the Stony Creek Christmas Sentiments chart, which I've been looking at this for a long time. I really, really love how this looks. I'm a little dismayed when I looked at the chart. I have beads are fine. I can use what beads I have because there are petite black glass beads. I know I have those. And then there's something called a Mill Hill Magnifica glass bead, Victorian gold. I'm pretty sure I have that one. But then there are some stars, glass treasures, and it calls for 2. So I'm a little leery about looking those up. That might be a bit much for me. There are some other threads in here mentioned. There is a Weeks Dye Works. There's 3 of those. And there is a Threadworks listed. Now, I don't know if it really needs that, so I'm going to have to study this and consider if I need to go buy the specialty threads. I don't really care to kit something up that's going to cost me another $12 in thread when I have so much DMC. So I might just say, meh, DMC. It does give you the alternate DMC choice in there. But it's just so pretty, and I do love the frame. I don't know if you guys remember, but I recently brought home a white frame that I can spray paint gold. And I think that will fit. I'll just do my measurements. But back to the magazine. It's just loaded. 70 plus projects. And this, of course, I have to do. Once again, they've done a fantastic job of showcasing them. On the first 2 pages in the table of contents, they're great little mini pictures and quick turns of how to get to them. It continues on to the next 2 pages. It's a thoughtful way of setting up the magazine. It's much easier to visualize. And then there's almost sections. So the first section is bling in the season. So there's a bunch of types of patterned or quilt looking designs that are really some cute ornaments, basic shapes and hoop shapes. And each section is color-coded. So that one is green. The next one is red. Homespun Holiday is the next section. This is just amazing. And then they have Like all the Christmas colors. It's like gold is the next, or yellow. Tidings of joy. Yeah, it does say, oh, holy night. But there's something for everybody in here. And a lot of these aren't necessarily time consuming, so they would make great and precious little gifts. Merry and bright. I would do this with pom-poms. But isn't that sweet? And you could just do that in a little hoop. Don't know if they did, but I would. It just goes on and on. There's another red section. Ah, look at this owl. Winter Wonderland. Birds and deer. Little cottages. And I love that snowy owl. Just gorgeous stuff. And this is not rickrack, that's beadwork around the edges. Maybe that's not very quick. But I bet if you got into a little pattern of it, you could do it pretty quickly. It's just clusters of 3. Child at Heart is another section. There's some fun little stitches, the penguin and the cats getting into trouble. It's always a struggle. Snow Much Fun. For all the snowman lovers out there, I think this one's really cute. I'm not crazy about snowmen, but this one's really nice. I don't know why, but this is just, for snowmen for me are just too lifelike and cutesy. And I do like a traditional type of snowman. I think my tastes are changing because I found quite a few that I want to stitch. They did that on almost like a light violet or a gray fabric, and the purples are just really striking. Deck the Halls is another one. Wait till you see this cuckoo clock. And the candle with a little mouse. But look at the cuckoo. I love it. Just beautiful. And then I think there are 2 more sections. This is last section, Christmas Remembered. So these are ones that were brought back from previous issues that were favorites, I guess. And I have to agree. I love the stained glass. And Be Jolly. They're just lovely. So that is Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornaments 2023 Special Holiday Edition. I think that was it. And it seems to me there's more marketplace references in the back than usual, so that's helpful. Oh, I'm just so happy to have this finally. And I have been keeping this upstairs probably for the past 3 days, and it needs to be downstairs in my lap so I can mark it up with my little Post-its and hug it and cuddle it. So I will keep this back in its bag just to keep it comfy. Very comfy. I also had a friend who went to Vermont recently, and she hit some stores and found some goodies for me. I love it when she thinks of me. She's just picked up stitching again recently, and I don't think the bugs really hit her. It hit me sideways and dead center and back and front. And so when she sees cross-stitch stuff, she brings it home for me, which is just wonderful. if you remember, her husband, when they last went camping, got me a big box of embroidery floss, DMC embroidery floss. I still haven't finished sorting through all that, but this time it was her finds. So I'm really thrilled with the bag of stuff she brought home. She found quite a treasure. She got some 14 count rose-colored Aida. It's pink. It's perfect for Valentine's and stuff. And it looks like it's not it doesn't look like a Goodwill tag. I don't know where she got this from. Some thrift store she went to. And then this was a 14 count. It's even lighter colored. Another perfect thing for Valentine's. And it's an original container. I'm just impressed. It's an old piece. 99 cents. Good find, Sue. Then she found a mini scroll frame. And now it's a 6x12. It's never been opened. $2.99. I have a lot of Q-snaps. So many I couldn't begin to tell you how many. And I have things clipped and on my Q-snaps all over the place. So I always feel like I don't have enough. And I do have a lot of these frames all over the place, and some are housing different stitches that haven't been stitched on. But this is a perfect lap size. But when I was looking at it, I'm really curious. All it has are the rods in it, and these aren't split rods. There's no fabric on the rod. I've never used one of these. And it's a Frank Edmonds. So it's an Edmonds mini scroll frame. I'm really not sure how you'd roll it on there without it rolling, but I'm anxious to start playing with this. But I can't believe she found it for $2.99. If you guys have used the these scroll frames without any, you know how some of them have canvas, like this one has canvas, and you stitch your fabric to it, and that's how it stays on the rod when you roll it. So she picked these up. This is a C&J production. This is from Jonesport, Maine. I don't think they're around anymore. I have a couple of their frames, even some of their mini frames. She grabbed this for $2.99, and thank goodness she did, because I have all the other hardware for it. Can't believe it. But this has a heavy piece of, I would almost call this like fire hose material or cotton wicking. It's very, very thick. And it's stapled to the rod, so you just whip stitch the fabric to it and roll it up, and off you go. So I can kit more things up. Thanks, Sue. I should pull out my mini one. I knew where I put it. It's probably someplace safe with a project on it that I haven't even finished. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, and I also wanted to give a shout out. I'm not quite sure how to do this without maybe pulling some of these up. But a friend of mine, Karen, who's out in Southeast Michigan, she's done a couple of fantastic projects. Now, the first one that she sent me, it was a free pattern from Twin Peak Primitives, and it's called Gobble Gobble. She does like a before and after picture for me. So I'm going to put them in, edit them into the video so you can see them bigger. But so she got her materials together. Ready for it? And then that's how it came out. It's amazing. So it's just a what would you call that? A pop-up board? It's a perfect finish. Absolutely perfect. This family word is, you know, the wooden accent things that you can buy at different craft stores or even the dollar stores. That's what she chose to put on that piece of wood. It's an absolutely perfect finish. She can prop it up anywhere. It's amazing. So thanks, Karen, for sending that. I'll take a break here and put up some pictures. Then, but wait, there's more. Karen also sent me, and it's called Christmas Bird by Heart and Hand. And she did it again, folks. So she likes to pick up things at thrift stores, church fairs, bits and pieces of things, dollar stores, and put things together as she finds them. So this is Heart and Hand Christmas Bird. Here is a before of what she collected to put things together. And there's her after. Just amazing. So take a break. I'll put these big pictures up right here. I love that Karen shared those with me. I had to share them with you because sometimes when we're finishing something, we think, oh, this is too small, or we don't have any fresh ideas. There's some fresh ideas. She's so talented. And I can't thank her enough. Thank you, Karen, for sending me those. I love sharing those ideas with you. I would have never have thought to take some of those words and mount them on a board like that. But now I've seen it done, and I'm just so grateful to have some of those ideas. I actually went to the dollar store today looking for some things just to see what I could come up with. I had to go out anyway. There's a thrift store that I like to frequent that is on Facebook, and she does $5 auction nights and $10 auction nights live on Facebook. So I always tune in when I can, and I have like one headphone piece in, and on my phone, it's always around dinner time, so I try to do it right after dinner while we're watching the news or something, and I'm watching the auction and watching the news. But I won something. This was on the $5 auction, and I got it for $6. And I just think it's perfect. It's extremely durable. It's one of these heavy wire, non-flexing, and then a woven, what would you call this? Woven grass. Very, very sturdy. It's just my style. So $6. I stole it from somebody else who tried to opening bid of $5, and it's like, nope, I want it. So I went to town to get this, and I thought, I think I'll go check out Wild Clover Cafe, because it's a new place that opened up, and you can't see what it is through the windows. The windows are too small. I walked in, and it's the most beautiful little cafe I've ever seen. Very up and coming. It was packed. They had nice little market food, so crackers and different honeys and things on one little corner with shelves. They have a full-on kitchen in the back, and they do breakfast. I'm sure they do little lunch noshies too. And then they had a display of cakes and pastries. Yeah. So I came home with a lemon blueberry cake slice, and it was less than $5. More than 5 calories, but I had to try it. I'm going back. So after that, I decided to do some more walking. I went over to the dollar store. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know if you guys are too interested, but I have a couple of trees that go outside. And I got some dollar tree toppers, $1.25. I don't care if these blow off the tree and roll down the hill and down the road or break. I'm always looking for really inexpensive tree toppers. Here we go. And I can never decide on silver or gold, because sometimes I'm in a silver mood, sometimes I'm in a gold mood. I couldn't believe it for $1.25. So that was quite a find. she wrapped something up in paper. What a nice thing. Oh, this was $1.25. It's a silver glass pine cone. I fell in love with it. I thought this would look great on one of my tiers or on one of my dough baskets or just as a display somewhere. I haven't quite yet put away all the buckets of my Halloween and fall stuff, but it's just a little glass, $1.25. Yep, had to have that. Nice little accent piece. And then I got this cute little box. I'm trying to collect Christmas boxes, so we're not using so much wrapping paper. It's really cute. We don't have Christmas tree shop anymore. I know, boo-hoo. It's heartbreaking. But for $1.25, this is a really good size for all kinds of things. And I went and bought a bunch of little silicone packets on Amazon. I think I got 50 for a few dollars. So I just throw a silicone packet in here and keep the moisture containable. But she packed it with all my stuff that I bought. I had found these cute little ornaments, and I know I showed you guys a big bag of ornaments that I just bought, but these were the jar ornaments. So I really like that you can just attach the bottom, put something in there. So I got 2 to play with. Last thing I need is another project. I need another project like a hole in my head. I might be doing this after Christmas, which is fine. January, February, March. It's a long winter around here, and I do like playing in my craft room. But, oh, it's leaking. You can't contain this stuff. This is that god-awful styrofoam ball. It's the mini ones. So I bought this to go in the jar with some of this glittery fake snow. I thought a combination of a tablespoon of this and 2 tablespoons of that would make this a cute little glitter globe. Now, I really can't take this out of the box. I'm going to leave it in here. The bag is somehow peeing little things all over the place. Little styrofoam balls. So I might just leave it in this box until I can come up with a new containment system. Stay. So to go inside, I think I might try to find a Christmas card to use as a background. And then I might put a milk cap in there to give it some, like a stage almost, or something to that effect. But then I bought these cute little Christmas trees. So I just want to do a little winter scene in here with some trees. And I really was hopeful to find some little deer. Hasn't happened, but it might. So I might just wait until after Christmas and see what comes about on a sale. And I think that would make a really cute little snow globey thing. I save all of the Christmas cards that were sent. A lot of people don't do the handmade cards. I get a lot of commercial ones. So I cut the fronts off and I use them for gift tags and I use them to make new cards out of. And I think I'll use a background for the tree scene that I'm gonna do. And then I might see if I have a little, maybe I have a wooden deer somewhere. I'm hopeful, who knows? But I just got it to play with. There are two sizes of trees in here. I can always try to paint them somehow green. And then there's 8 little trees in this. And these were all at the dollar store. So I don't feel like I spent too much because I'm not making them to sell or anything. I'm making them to keep. I just wanted to see if I could do this kind of craft. Oh, and then I got, so these are a package of 5. So I've got 10 of them. I just love either a natural wood or glitter or a flocked. There's so many possibilities. And I just thought this was a fun thing to have to craft with, and maybe even mount something in the center of them. But I'm sure it'll give me some joy on a dark winter night to play with these. And they make great package toppers too. I could even put somebody's name in the middle. So it's endless. It's satisfied my urges. And I always carry these little portable bags. So it just folds right up. And it just hangs, or it goes into my purse, or it hangs off of a belt loop or in my jacket pocket. This is called a Chico bag, C-H-I-C-O bag, Chico bag. I like that it folds up into a very tiny with a tassel to hang it from. And then I think it comes with a little, what are those things called? Carbiner clips, the mini ones. I just attach it to something, either a zipper pull or a hood or my belt, and off I go. Sorry about that. See if I can turn that down. So now you know my confessions. I will continue to make some videos. It's just that they might get shorter as the season gets closer. And I honestly don't know how much stitching I'll get done as I'm decorating the house. But I will be going through all of my cross-stitch Christmas stuff that I have completed. So that'll be a video, upcoming video. And then I will, once I get the house decorated, I'll do some pictures of how we did that. It's not going to be as fabulous as last year, because last year our daughter was here, our exchange daughter, and we had 3 trees up in the living room. It was like a forest. It was absolutely gorgeous. And I'm so grateful that our dog tolerated that. And our cat behaved, which was really weird. It doesn't usually happen. I think I told you guys in a previous video, she was known for causing the tree to faint. She didn't think she did. She said the Christmas tree fainted by itself. But I really think she was the cause of the tree fainting. And it doesn't rattle me at all if something breaks. Just, I'm constantly either making or buying ornaments when I find something that strikes my fancy. So it's no skin off of my nose. It doesn't hurt me. My husband was horrified. I just kind of laughed about it and said, we'll tie it to the wall. I use the fishing cord to tie it to the wall so she can't tip it down. She can't make it faint. Yes, that's it. So don't get stressed out. Have a wonderful Turkey Day. I know that you guys will be seeing this on Monday before Thanksgiving. I call it Food Olympics. So happy Food Olympics. And hopefully you won't come in first place, but, you know, maybe pace yourself, and, you know, 4th or 5th is good. Have a great time. Have a great week. Happy crafting, happy stitching, and be safe.